Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we are going to be talking about the rise of Anisa Johma and how she even became a thing in the first place. She is considered to be one of the main reasons for the downfall of Ian or Idubbbz. Most of you probably only know her for that. But outside of that, she has been a long-time online degenerate, bordering on lolcow territory. And since you guys really wanted this video, I figured we would just dive right in. So let's start off with how she even met Ian in the first place. Because most of you only know her for marrying Idubbbz and the whole OnlyFans thing, and realistically not much else. Before she was with Ian, she was in a very public relationship with former League of Legends streamer known as Acadian. Acadian is no longer in the scene, obviously, but he was a really big League of Legends player back in 2016. These two would have been together since 2015, and there were some really big concerns with the way that their relationship panned out. There was at one point a rumor that during the start of their relationship, Anisa would have been 24 where he was 17. Now, that has actually been disproven, but it's honestly not much better. As discovered by King XP and friend of the channel Phoenix Ace, shout out Phoenix Ace, she would have actually been 21, with the relationship most likely starting when he was only 16, at least according to the information that is on their Instagram. On top of this, the only other thing that is really known about Acadian and Anisa's relationship is that she cheated on Acadian with Ian during their first meetup. As on September 30th, 2016, him and Anisa would end up going to TwitchCon, which Anisa would end up booking an extra day at the hotel they stayed at. This actually comes back as a story that Anisa would tell later in 2017 about how her and Ian got together.
How did you and Ian meet? I was in San Diego for TwitchCon, and I, being an idiot, accidentally booked extra night and an extra day in San Diego. So TwitchCon was over, everybody was gone, and I was stuck in the hotel alone with nothing to do. And I was on my Twitter feed, and it was when Ian was just spamming his Twitter feed with something about Leafy and Max Mofo backstabbing him like as a meme. And he was just like, it was like tweet after tweet after tweet. So I was like, okay, this individual's bored. I know he lives in San Diego. Maybe he wants to hang out because anything's better than like sitting in this hotel all day. So we ended up messaging each other, and he was like, oh, do you want to go and eat? And I was like, sure, just whatever. I just don't want to be in this hotel room anymore.
Which means that there is a massive overlap with Ian's relationship with Anisa and Acadian's relationship with Anisa. On top of this, Anisa and Acadian were still dating, at least according to some tweets that were up, for over a month before Acadian ever found out. So not only is she a cheater, she is also a groomer and a massive gold digger. Because even at this point, her relationship with Ian was weird and shaky at best. One of the things Anisa is more known for now today is being way too sharing with the information about Ian and their relationship, which is actually not a new thing. She's been doing that since the inception of their relationship, as she would very often go to her Discord server and rant and ramble about how frequently she would want to break up with Ian for various reasons. She would also say that she is wanting to leech off of his funds and how his YouTube ego is the main reason their relationship is falling apart. As according to the Discord messages, he would very often put his channel over her needs, which most of the time, I've got to be honest, were really petty, as most of her complaints were realistically only about how he is always recording and he's putting his channel first, which is such a cope. Like, yeah, obviously he's gonna put the business before the relationship for right now. That makes sense. He's trying to build something here. On top of all of this, there is evidence to suggest that Anisa was trying to cheat on Idubbbz with another content creator named Chris Raygun. It's getting spicy in here. Chris was a close friend of Anisa for a good while, showing up in multiple streams with her where things would almost always take a turn for the weird, because Anisa just could not keep her pants on. During this time, she was very publicly dating Ian, and Chris was very publicly dating Lacey Green. And the fact that he was dating Lacey Green, for some reason, really pissed Anisa off. And not just Anisa, it also pissed her mother off for some reason. This led to a really uncomfortable relationship between the two, as Chris is almost always uncomfortable in these clips. Eventually, Anisa would meet up with Chris in New York without Ian, in which she turned into a vlog, which is a very, very uncomfortable watch. What's even more insane is that while she was dating Ian, there is posts suggesting that Anisa's mom was trying to get Anisa and Chris to hook up. I don't know why her mom is so involved with everything here, but that is so weird. That is so weird to have your mom so involved with your relationships like this. This got to a point where Anisa's mother would actually spam Lacey Green's Twitter account with vitriolic shit. She, of course, is still with Ian and would not have another interaction with Chris publicly until Creator Clash 2, and we all kind of know how that one went at this point. Go watch the Idubbbz vid, it explains a lot more about Creator Clash 2. Honestly, even with all that being said, I don't know how Ian is still with this woman. That is insane to see all of this very public information now and still be like, yeah, you know what, I'm gonna stay with her. You know, the one that got into our relationship by cheating on someone else and then tried to cheat on me with someone else that we actually ended up having in a fight for us. That is insane. Also, on top of the fact that Anisa's mother clearly does not like Ian, it's a bad relationship from the get-go. But with that out of the way, let's start talking about her career. Anisa has been online for a lot longer than one might expect, as her career dates all the way back to 2015 on Twitch, starting her career as a booby streamer playing League of Legends under the name of Rainbow Kids, which is actually a little creepy due to some of the shit we're gonna get into later. I probably don't need to explain what a booby streamer is, but I'm gonna do it anyways because it's honestly kind of ironic for Anisa. A booby streamer is a female streamer who shows off their boobs on camera. This was a meta back before Twitch allowed you to be almost fully naked, which I'm still baffled at that choice. Nothing really of note happened during this time period for her except for the revelation that her own mother was one of the Twitch mods that she had for her booby streamer phase, and has since still been fighting on Anisa's half any single time there is any semblance of negative reactions to Anisa. All of this going on behind burner accounts because her mom really likes having burner accounts. Anisa's mom has been a major part of Anisa's career forever, as evident by this, which to me is a little insane considering that her mom is Muslim. And I don't know if you guys know anything about Anisa, but she is probably like the least Muslim person on the planet. Her mom admitted to being a moderator for Anisa back in 2016 in a Kotaku article that basically just goes over the fact that she was moderating people and making sure no one was going too far with the comments. Anisa also did not know this fact for a good while, that this mod was her mother. She just thought it was a troll for a little bit. But after some conversations with her mother and this mod, she put two and two together and then it finally came out. Her mom is allegedly very conservative and is a heavy follower of Islam, which I honestly doubt because Islam is a very strict religion. I don't know if you guys know that, but it is not the type of religion to allow your daughter to get a metric fuck ton of tattoos and become an OnlyFans model. Let's just say that. So it's a little confusing, but we'll get more into it later. She would later quit being a booby streamer and enter her edgy arc, where she would attempt to completely distance herself from booby streaming, stating that it was all just a bit, that she was trolling, that she was doing it for the laughs, the lulz, she was trying to bait people, which, considering where she is now, is quite ironic. She would even go so far as to call out other booby streamers for doing it unironically, which again, very ironic given that she is doing what she is doing now. She tried to make this clear in multiple tweets, but it completely falls apart considering even during this era, she was posting photos like this. Pretty crazy photo in my opinion if you're trying to talk shit about other people doing the exact same thing you're doing. I don't know though, just my opinion. This phase was mainly marked by her contradicting herself near constantly and trying to bully others for their weight, their appearance, and their mental health struggles.
There is a man that I am about to show you today that has taken the obese woman, taken his musical charm and talents. This man convinces me that I no longer need to work out. This man makes me feel like I could be the fattest piece of shit and I am the most idolized, attractive female on the planet. This guy makes heart disease almost seem worth it. The handsome Mr. Girthy. I first tried to go to as many social media sites as I possibly could. I went to Twitter accounts, I went to their official site online, I went to Facebook, I went to Instagram. I could not find one place where they were actually promoting being any weight and being overweight is fine and be positive about your body. There's nothing on any of their sites.
Which is funny because she would also complain a lot about her weight, her appearance, and her mental health struggles.
But one thing is definitely for sure, I've never felt like I have a normal body even, or like a body that is acceptable. I have for a long time felt a lot of value in how thin I was, how much fat I could grab, how small the waist was on my body. And now something that I've been dealing with and focusing with is the size of my butt, which isn't fantastic. But the one thing that I've definitely learned from the 6 years of dealing with the different obsessions and dealing with, never feeling like anything was perfect is that people don't care.
During this time period, she would also go on to make some insane takes, such as defending Lion Maker. It's about to get weird. She would also do this in the same breath as defending a predator that was just caught in the cosplay community at the time called Momkun.
Persian, I think? Isn't Momokun the girl who was unapologetic about sexually assaulting a bunch of other cosplayers? She did some things that I think she didn't understand, like what she was really doing. It was kind of like that's what she learned was appropriate. It wasn't appropriate. Momokun is very, I don't know. I think she gets a lot of hate that I don't know. I mean, like, I haven't really looked into it that much, but it feels like it's a lot of hate that is a bit unnecessary. Yeah, I don't know. I will, like, openly defend Mariah.
Well, Lion Maker went to jail for pedophilia. I urge everyone to check out Colossal is Crazy's interview with Lion Maker. It's surreal.
Yeah, I mean, and he went to jail, and he deserved to go to jail, like, which is whatever. But I mean, I'm just trying to use the example of, like, when it was before he got prosecuted and whatever. People ripping him apart, like, we didn't know, like, actually know, right? That's what I'm trying to say. And until we did know, and he did go to jail, it's a bit scary to rip somebody apart, without really knowing.
So for those of you that don't even know who Lion Maker is, because this is like a deep cut into YouTube lore here, Lion Maker was a Minecraft YouTuber that was outed as a pedophile by himself for grooming multiple minors and having CP on his phone that he accidentally posted to Twitter. This is the dude that she's defending in this clip. This is not exactly the type of person you want to be caught defending in a live stream while talking about another predator in the same exact breath, but you'll see a pattern of that very, very soon. This is not the only time she's had a fucking absolutely horrific take like this, but this is probably one of the worst takes she has ever had. There's also a Holocaust take that she had, which was pretty insane, but I'm not going to get into that one. This would go on for a good minute as just a cycle. She would talk shit to people, get called out, and get shit on. She would go and debate people, talk shit, get shit on. It was a literal constant cycle, which would only continue into her newfound fame of being an OnlyFans model. Now, this is what most people know Anisa for. This is like basically the only thing anyone knows her for, actually, because how she even became relevant was in 2020, she made this post. I'm very excited to announce my lewd OnlyFans launch. Check me out in the link below. Very excited to provide cute cosplay photos, sets, and more. Which this caused so much controversy in the commentary community that it is not even funny. This drama was completely overblown to me and I didn't really care. It seemed like a lot of people were kind of just taking the piss out of it because OnlyFans at this point in time, even still today, was such a massive joke that anyone that launched an OnlyFans was getting shit on. This would be exacerbated, though, by Ian dropping his infamous video defending Anisa.
For those of you who are unaware of the drama I recently brought upon myself, I'll fill you in. My girlfriend started an account, which is a website where you can upload amateur anything from double penetration all the way over to cosplay and everything in between. And I think all of it is cool. Yeah.
In this video, he denounces his fans, defends Anisa, and says all sex work is cool, which I don't have a problem with that take. I do have a problem, however, with him completely shitting on his fan base entirely and trying to throw them out like garbage, even though they are the fan base that built him up in the first place. Which we talk about more in depth in the Idubbbz video, so there you are. But TLDR is this is kind of the start of the downfall of Idubbbz, one might say. As this was kind of starting to show the cracks that Ian really couldn't take jokes anymore. He was really bad at taking criticism at this point in time. And this is mainly stemming from Anisa's own insecurities, as she cannot take criticism for literally anything at all. This is seen with both of the creator clashes, Sam Hyde and Froggy Fresh, as every single time anything ever happens, Anisa has a full-blown crash out, and it leads to Ian saying something that basically just tanks their career even further. As during the Sam Hyde arc of Idubbbz, she is the main reason Sam gets banned from the events, stating that he is a brand risk and that they would lose half the card. Even for him just showing up, by the way. Which this is just a flat out lie, and it is all because she likes to say that she does not like working with unpredictable people, which I get it, Sam is a very unpredictable person, but it's a charity event. He spent $10,000 giving the charity in your event for front row seat tickets to watch the dude that he trained fight. Like, good God, just let the guy in. But no, they banned him on the day that he showed up. And it's like, if you don't like working with unpredictable people, one, why are you working with content creators in the first place? And two, why did you start dating Ian, the most unpredictable man of 2016 who was eating pickles out of the sewer? This also seemingly being the reason for the creation of their podcast, She Ruined My Career, which is a podcast that she and Ian made to kind of get back at the haters, which has backfired entirely because not even the fans are watching this podcast. And to go even further with this point, she had a stream a couple months ago where she had a complete meltdown over the commentary community because everyone was shitting on her for Creator Clash 2.
We were in a shakedown lawsuit, and part of the reason why they thought that they could bark up our tree was because commentary YouTubers have no idea what it is to work a normal job, let alone put on a whole event, okay?
Obviously, she got blasted for this, especially because the main reason that everyone was talking shit was because Creator Clash lost so much money that it didn't even give anything to charity. It was one of the most mishandled events of YouTube history outside of like TanaCon maybe. Which leaves us kind of where we are today with Anisa outside of a few couple interesting tidbits of information that I wanted to go ahead and talk about here simply because I didn't know where else to put it in this video. For some reason, she has a very big habit of using her dementia-riddled father as a talking point for her Muslim heritage. By the way, Muslim is not a race, it is the name given to people who practice Islam, so it is just a name for a religious group. She does not have Muslim heritage, that doesn't exist. She does this from time to time to kind of claim that she is Muslim, which she's actually not. She had a video that is now deleted back in like, what, 2017, something like that, denouncing the religion.
Why I left Islam. Telling my dad that I'm not Muslim was probably the hardest thing that I've ever done in my whole entire life. At 16 years old, I sat my dad down and I had a talk with him, basically telling him that I no longer wanted to be a part of Islam. I didn't want to be Muslim anymore, and I just wanted to be agnostic or spiritual. I don't really know what the word is, and he did not take it fantastic. Now, I understand why he wouldn't take it fantastic, because to him, this means that I'm going to hell. This is one of the worst things that could ever happen to him as a parent, and I think in a lot of ways he blamed himself because he married my mother, who was a Catholic who converted to Islam, and his father always warned him that that would mean that we would come out atheist. My dad didn't believe him, and I guess being faced with the reality of things was really hard on him, and it was a very difficult time for our family.
On top of that, if she was Muslim, she would not be getting tattoos every week or so and doing fans. Those are completely against the religion. Everything this woman does goes against that religion. The religion is really, really strict, and there is no way that this would even work. The only reason I think she says this sometimes is to try and impress Hassan Piker, which is the reason they're even there in this clip to begin with. On top of that, her family outside of her own mother hates her guts, at least according to Sam Hyde.
She's the one who does the talking in this relationship.
Like
it's
his
kind of
manager.
strange because she's not famous. She's famous for being Idubbbz' girlfriend. What the fuck does she have an opinion about? And I've heard from her family that she's weird too. And I'm not going to talk about that because the person that contacted me is nice, but she's like a freak.
just chatting with her family.
Yeah,
I heard from her family she's weird, but I'm not allowed to go any more into that.
Yeah, she is weird.
And this is simply because she keeps using her dementia-riddled father as a talking point on Muslim heritage and their family and shit like that, and they're kind of getting tired of it. On top of this, she has apparently been caught on a private Twitter account defending Chris Tyson and Shadman, which if you don't know, Chris Tyson was outed as a pedophile, and Shadman drew CP of multiple real children. So that is insane, and it makes the Lion Maker takes look way, way, way more egregious, and I just don't know why you would do this. This is probably a lot shorter than most of you expected. There is a lot of other information on Anisa, but not a lot of it is necessary. For instance, she has ties to another content creator named Idubbbz, who is apparently like her best friend or something, but Idubbbz is a political extremist who thinks that Osama bin Laden was right, which is just, you really are the type of people you keep around you. So overall, she has a very, very interesting past, a very interesting mother for some reason, and she is just an enigma and a complete lolcow to an extent. Honestly, the wildest part about this whole thing is the takes that she has on like Lion Maker and Chris Tyson. I don't understand why she's saying they didn't do anything wrong. I don't know why she's trying to defend pedophiles out of all people. That is such an insane thing to do. She has such a hard time taking any form of criticism that anytime anything adjacent to her is criticized, you will find her on stream or on her podcast losing her goddamn mind. And that's not going to be all. I mean, obviously not, right? These type of people stay on the internet no matter how many times they get clowned on, right? And just as an example of that, apparently, according to both Ian and Anisa, there is going to be a third Creator Clash event, which I genuinely do not know how that is going to work. Genuinely. It is baffling to me that they are even attempting to do something like that, considering that Creator Clash 2 lost $250,000. I don't know who would work with them. They have done nothing but ruin their reputation. Who the hell is going to even attempt to work with them? Who? What sponsors want to be part of that event? But that almost concludes the Idubbbz Anisa saga that I've had on this channel now since the Idubbbz video came out. So hopefully you guys enjoy, and if you did, please go ahead and leave a like, please go ahead and subscribe, and please go ahead and leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Shout out to all my members for being the silliest geese on the planet. I'm sorry that I don't really have a lot of members-only benefits, but we do have a Discord that you can join that you get a special silly little perk in there, and you can use emotes whenever I stream or in the comment section below. So go ahead and do that. Check it out. Really support the channel if you do. And if not, thank you anyways for watching. It means the most to me that you guys enjoy this kind of content. Anyways, goodbye.